Hello, I'm Sid again. And most of you already know that Samsung Galaxy S8 has been launched. Plus, in many countries, it's gone for pre-ordering as well. So, genuine question that arises is, should you go for a Galaxy S8 or an iPhone 7? Well, in this video, I'll attempt to answer that. It's going to be a quick video, it's not scripted, it's just an impromptu thing that came to my mind, so I'll be shooting it now. Before telling you what phone you should go for, the first question is, what kind of screen do you want? Well, if I talk about aesthetics, Samsung Galaxy S8 has got one of the best looking designs I've seen in any smartphone as of now. iPhone on the other hand is recycling a 3-year-old design. The iPhone 6, iPhone 6s and the iPhone 7 all look the same. The Galaxy S8 on the other hand has now trimmed the bezels to the bare minimum, the edges have got an edge curve by default, and it's a very good looking smartphone. Yet, it starts at 5.8 inches of screen size. If you like a compact smartphone, iPhone 7 still starts at 4.7 inch. And that is a deal breaker for many people. For instance, like me, I have a Samsung Galaxy S7 and the reason I went for it was because it had a 5-inch screen size. But there's a big difference between 5 and 5.8 inches. So if screen comfort is something, if one-handed usage is something that you care about, then iPhone is a pick for you. If we talk about processors and all, of course, S8 is a newer device, but it has a Snapdragon 835 CPU. It's the first smartphone to have a Snapdragon 835 CPU and getting launched so early. And in terms of all that, it is going to be powerful, even though the RAM is similar to last year's Samsung Galaxy S7. Still, when it comes to optimization, I think there are not many companies that can take hold of Apple there. iPhone 7 is not a slow device. It still is a very fast device. So I won't be talking about performance because I haven't used the S8 as well. But when it comes to cameras, S8 is going to be miles better. I'll tell you why. Now, S7's cameras were better than the iPhone 7 when I reviewed them. And S8 has some marginal improvements with their cameras as well. So already good is now much better. So if you are a photographer, then of course Galaxy S8 is for you. But now let's talk about the main crux. Who buys an iPhone and who does not? I've actually made a separate video on this. It's called Sid Says. I'll put a link in the description. You should check that out. If you have an Apple product, if you have a MacBook or an iPad, it does not make any sense for you to buy an Android because it does not complete the ecosystem for you. On the other hand, if most of the devices that you have are Windows based, it doesn't matter if you go for an iPhone or an Android device. More importantly, things like a micro SD card slot is not supported on an iPhone. Still, things like a heart rate sensor, all those things that S8 has is not supported on an iPhone. It also has a new assistant called Bixby, which is apparently going to be much better than Siri. Anything is better than Siri these days. So if you keep all these things in mind, you have to pick your sides pretty well. So let's quickly make a checklist of what's good in the S8 and what's good on the iPhone, and then we'll compare. Design, I'll give it to S8. Display, it goes to S8, but ease of use goes to iPhone. Battery, I won't be commenting on because not tried S8 and I don't think it's going to be that adequate. 3000 mAh of battery on a 5.8-inch Quad HD Plus display, I'm not pretty, I don't think it's going to last that long. So battery, I'm not commenting on. Processors, I'm not commenting on again. Cameras, S8. Features, I'll say S8. Ecosystem, iPhone. So at the end of the day, there are just two things that would compel anyone to buy an iPhone: ecosystem and screen size. But trust me, those two things are compelling enough reasons for a lot of people to buy the iPhones. When it comes to me, small screen is important for me. I already have a MacBook. I like Apple products, so I might go towards an Apple iPhone. But the best counter here is that iPhone 7 is not this year's iPhone. It's last year's iPhone. This year's iPhone is going to be iPhone 8, and that is said to be groundbreaking, revolutionary. So instead of going for the iPhone 7, you can also save till you get an iPhone 8, because that phone is going to be revolutionary. It's going to be groundbreaking. It's Apple's 10th year of making iPhones, and they would surely make something superb. On the other hand, if you are an Android fan, if you like Samsung smartphones, and if you want one of the most gorgeous looking smartphones out there in the town, Samsung Galaxy S8 does look pretty neat. Those were my views on this. This is an impromptu video, so don't expect some great revelations and conclusions. Do let me know what your pick is. What we can do is we can help users, find an answer to this using your comments. So tell me, which one would you go for, an S8 or an iPhone 7? And I'll keep on chatting with you on the comment box as well. Meanwhile, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more. My name is Sid.